I'm going to put it up on my scribed.com. If you go into it's just scribd.com, which is a free hosting service for slides or presentations on the web, on the cloud. So if you go into scribe.com and you just Google or search for my name, you will find the presentation there. Or you can email me. You can email me. In fact, anyone who wants to email me or about anything further, and once I put it up, I will send you the link. So it's nice to have a lot of questions. I like the engagement. So please, if there are more.
Thank you, Imran, for your enlightening us for the last hour. So this is my second encounter with Sufism. The first encounter was actually at a Muslim engagement, and the father of the bride actually prayed over the couple, and something about his prayer, it was very empowering. I thought he had that earnestness about that prayer. Later I found out he was actually a Sufi sheikh, and he was also very much into healing, faith healing. Can you tell me more about Sufi and faith healing? That's the practices of faith healing, one. And two, very briefly, what is the view of Sufi in respect of other religions? You mentioned that earlier, a quote by one of the Sufi scholars that they believe there are many paths to God. Is that the generic view of Sufis? Thank you.
Sure. Sorry, wait. Can I ask you to just clarify what when you say faith healing? Maybe you could just expound on that a little.
I note that you had some reservations about using the term miracles.
Yes.
So I've chosen this term faith healing,
okay.
and the Sufi
all right.
philosophy.
Okay, sure. Now I understand. Thank you. Yeah, the reason I had reservations about the term is that in Islam, and so I'm very sensitive that also I don't want to upset anyone by using the wrong words, because individuals put certain connotations on certain words. And the Islam, of course, the Quran, of course, is in Arabic, but this is in English. So miracles generally are associated with prophets as far as Islam is concerned. So I hesitated using the word miracle because that then ascribes near prophethood to an individual. And of course, one of the tenets of Islam, if not the first tenet, is the finality of the prophethood. So I think the Malays, you probably speak Malay, I refer to karamat. Karamat is a word that perhaps can be used, which talks about powers, it talks about blessings, individuals being blessed. So I guess when you talk if I understand correctly, when you talk about faith healing, you mean that an individual goes to a particular saint who is believed to have powers to, say, for example, grant children, or is that what you mean, like by prayers?
Well, I mean, it could be for someone praying over and someone who's ill, and that person is well, or a woman who's barren and has been prayed over. And I'm not sure about whether there was a need to go to karamats or to do what rituals. I just wanted to find out what the Sufi practices would entail in terms of faith.
Sure. Look, to me, faith is a fairly miraculous thing in itself, right? So if individuals have a particular faith and they believe that something will help, then more power to them. So I don't have personally any issues with these type of activities. Now, if you say that I'm going to deny someone scientific medical attention over or in lieu of having someone saying a prayer over an individual, I would say that is silly. Okay, so faith has its own place, and I think that belief and belief structures have a big role to play in individuals and individual psychology. So whether it is in a particular ritual, because rituals we know tend to enforce and have particular impacts on psychology, so for me, if it is a particular prayer over a newlywed couple or someone who is wanting to have kids or who's unwell, etc., I don't see any issue with that. I will not go so far as to say that it will work. I don't know, but I see no harm in it. And if someone has that faith, then by all means.
Sorry, the second part of the question.
Sure. Oh, which was? I'm sorry, I forgot.
What is the view of the Sufis in respect to other?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, I put this up. I don't know if you saw this earlier. Okay, there's a Sufi. This Nagore Dargah. Maybe some of you even are familiar with this. Chahul Hamid, his shrine is in South India, and it's believed that today more Hindus visit the shrine than Muslims. Okay, he's actually a Muslim, and in Singapore this mosque is based, it's a copy of that mosque. Now, I would suggest that Sufis, and I tried to demonstrate that through the course of my presentation, they take a very universal humanist view of the world, and as a result, this worldview is embracing and not limiting. So I would say that if, for example, you have a Sufi who is praying at a particular spot, and a Christian or a Hindu or a Buddhist, so note I'm including the polytheist or the people who don't necessarily believe in the monotheistic Abrahamic religions in this. They come and they sit and they pray and they imitate and recite. I would suggest that, and history will probably show many instances of this, that they don't have any issues with this. Now, that same Sufi will also tell those individuals that, in my opinion, for you to have religious experiences and really experience the splendor and greatness and beauty of God, you can't do it until you become a Sufi like me, which means accepting everything else. But you want to come and participate and do what you want to do, and if it makes you a better person, fine. So I think Sufis have generally had in that sense, an open view. But here is where, again, I refer to that distinction between being a Sufi and just being a saint. Because being a Sufi is a very serious thing. So you can't just be a Sufi by reading Rumi and thinking that you're meditating at certain points in time.
Okay, I have a point of clarification and also an observation. I start with an observation first. What I observe in the condition of man is that we can be spiritual and not religious, and in the contrary, we can be religious and yet not spiritual. So that is your comments please on this. And the point of clarification, so is Sufism a monotheistic religion? Thank you.
Okay, I'll answer the second question first. Sufism is not a religion. Islam is the religion. So Sufism is a subset of Islam, and therefore it is by definition a monotheistic belief structure. Sufism complements the basic aspects of Islam, which is what I tried to bring out. So you have the 5 pillars and the basic